everybody, how are you today? Happy Saturday. I'm Dr. Storme from Cerebellum Consulting, and this is
Frank Breuer from Newcastle Psychology.
And as you know, I'm in Sydney, and I've had a very good fortune to be able to catch up with Frank. So we thought what we'd do today is have a little bit of an informal discussion about maybe why we both got into psychology, and also we're here to answer any questions that you guys might have about anything to do with psychology.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to have you here, to come all the way from Melbourne, and we were lucky with the weather still. I mean, they said it's going to be torrential rain this afternoon, but...
That's right. We're very lucky.
Absolutely.
So Frank, I'm just going to cut to the chase now.
Yeah.
Tell me, why did you get into psychology?
Well, to be honest, I was absolutely fascinated, yeah. So I think one of the milestones was a book I read Eric Fromm about this destructive human behavior. So that was definitely a milestone or sort of an inspiration for me. And also, well, it's sort of my second career, and I had a bit of counseling myself, and I was so fascinated by sort of the knowledge and the depth of that encounter really. So, and I really wanted to help people and learn.
I think that's so exciting. I hope that one day I can be fortunate enough to inspire one of my patients to want to be a psychologist too.
Exactly.
I got into psychology because my mother was studying psychology when I was finishing high school, and every night we had a 2-story house, and as you know, I've got 5 brothers and sisters, and all their bedrooms were upstairs, and my bedroom was downstairs near my mum's desk. And every night I used to tidy up her desk for her, and I would see her textbooks for sociology and psychology, and I'd have a look at them, and I'd have a look at some of her notes, and I just remember thinking, wow, this just seems so natural, and it just seemed like the right thing to do. I just felt like I needed to pursue this myself, and so I rang the university, and I was a mature age student. I was in my mid-20s when I went to university. And that's a whole other story about why there was a delay. But then the university told me I needed to go back to VCE and do a couple of extra subjects. So that's what I did. And then I applied for university at Monash, and yay, got in. And I was just very lucky, because after that, well, you know, I had to do a 4th year, and that was really competitive, but I was lucky to get in, and then a master's, and then I did the PhD. So I was at uni for 14 years.
All right. That's interesting. What a lovely story. And then 14 years at uni.
Yeah, 14 years.
My God. You beat me.
I beat you? How long were you at uni?
Well, 6 years at uni, and then 5 years sort of training in psychotherapy.
So you did 11 years all up to be a psychologist?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We do a lot of study, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got your qualifications in Germany?
Absolutely.
So did you have to do extra training when you came here, or what was the process?
Well, the process is basically that you ask the APS to, which is our professional body, to recognize, to go through the material and so forth, and that was relatively easy. Yeah, so I was basically I had my qualifications recognized when I was still in Germany.
Okay,
so,
and I think Germany is the home of Freud, right?
Actually, it's not, because Freud is Austrian.
Oh, excuse me.
And then
my bad. I'm forgetting all my 14 years of psychology. It's got in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, that's true. The question is really, what do you reckon? How much influence does Freud really, or still have these days in today's psychology practice?
Do you know, that's such a good question. I think because as psychologists working now, a lot of the work that we do is funded. You know, a lot of my patients are coming, as I guess yours are, with Medicare billing. You know, they're coming on a mental health care plan. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it's a requirement for that funding that we deliver a certain type of intervention, and that intervention has to be evidence-based. So the interventions of choice are usually things like cognitive behavioural therapy and stuff like that. So, what?
Yes, no, you're right.
I'm not using any psychoanalysis, I don't think, in my practice, but it's possible that some of Freud's work is perhaps underpinning some of the CBT. I'm not sure.
Yeah, good comment. I'm not sure either. But you're right.
We're two psychologists who aren't sure about one of the founding fathers of psychology. That's really bad.
Well, you're right. I mean, so Medicare stipulates that treatment should be evidence-based, but I may share a little story.
Tell me. I love stories.
Well,
I love jokes and stories.
Yeah, it's actually ages ago. So I think it was in 1968.
What's it about when you were born?
A little bit. A little bit after that. All right. So the question was, should the German Medicare pay for treatment? And the question was the treatment, how much do they pay for psychological treatment? And they got granted, I think it was 300 hours. And the reason for that was it was more cost effective than anything else. Yeah. So
hang on, so in Germany people could get funded 300 sessions?
Wow. Yeah, and that was in the beginning, so to speak.
I think in the beginning for us with Medicare it was 18. And
That's
now it's
true.
down to 10.
Is that evidence-based?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not. Yeah. So I mean, that's something that concerns me a little bit. That therapy is really cost-effective when you compare to whatever treatment in a hospital or medical treatment, something like that. And I would be glad to see if there was more funding available in terms of Medicare, for instance. Yeah, because I think better access should be available to everybody.
I think everybody can access it. I think there are so many supports and services that are around at the moment where if people can't afford to see a psychologist, they can certainly access various community services and services through hospitals and health centres and places like that. At least around my area you can.
That's true. In Hornsby, for instance, we've got ATAPs and PCCS.
That's right. I think we're really lucky in Australia to be able to have such good comprehensive mental health services, you know, that really fit for everybody in the community, regardless of your socioeconomic background now, you know. And especially these recent changes to Medicare, where if you're living in a rural and remote area, now you're also able to access counselling on mental health care plans, still with a bit of a gap, but through things like Zoom and, well, not Skype anymore because it's not encrypted, but yeah, so there are plenty of psychologists that are city-based now that are looking to start providing those services. So I think in this country anyway, we've got a really good reach now, and it's always getting better.
And that's the main thing.
Yeah.
It's getting better.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, and there's always room for improvement, but yeah, it's definitely getting much better. And that was a really clever way of you getting away from our topic of Freud. Nice segue there.
All right. Yeah, let's get back to it.
Back to it. No, I'm good. Anyway, I think I might wrap it up now because it's quite cool here.
Yeah, that's true.
And starting to get a bit of a party in the background over there, so we might wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions about anything at all to do with psychology, don't hesitate to drop a comment for us in the comments box.
Yeah.
Or
send a private message.
You can send a private message. If you're based in Sydney and you want to have a chat with Frank, his number is
8411 478.
Or for me, you can give me a bell anytime you like on 8765 2434. Thank you very much for joining us today. Bye.
Yeah, bye.